So describing the characteristics that I've seen so far in the readings that I learned about are hand waving, teeth grinding, rocking, movements, and nail biting. So repetitive behaviors like these, and which is basically called stimming. And this can be caused during when they're excited or when they're stressed out. Like, you know, I've seen from the readings, I learned that. And also in my classroom, I've noticed that students, even when they're like happy, they'll just like bang their head, which is another one of stimming. One of my students is doesn't bite his nails at school, but mom reported that at home he has bitten off like even part of his skin, which is also in the readings of like picking at the skin and well, that could be biting, self-biting, picking at the skin, and also self-hitting when he's like happy or stressed out. You know, he does that, and it's not just him. I've seen several other students do it, and here in the readings also. Echolalia, though, I didn't know about that. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't until I read it here, that repetitive behaviors can also extend into individuals' language, known as echolalia. Repetition of a single word or phrase, even for a specific number of times, can also become a part of the child's daily routine. So I haven't seen this yet in the classroom. I do say echolalia when, you know, they repeat what you said, but not like a daily thing, like, you know. It says become a part of the child's daily routine. So yeah, so I've seen that. I've also seen where children, I have two students that love to just they do intense preoccupations and obsessions with lining up cars and trains, like those two. And then also this other student of mine enjoys lining up animals. Like, she's really into animals and she likes to line them up, and I also just use that as like interests and motivators, you know. But let's see, another thing that another characteristic that I learned about is when routines, like repetitive, like routines, right? If a routine is changed a little bit, sometimes some of the students do tend to get frustrated. They'll throw themselves on the floor. They'll have emotional outbursts, just like is stated on the readings here. They're doing a lot better, but yeah, it could be like extremely, like it says here, extremely disturbing to them. And I have seen that where it's just like, we'll go to music, and on Wednesdays we have music, and instead of circle time, we'll go to music, and when we come back, they expect to go into areas, but we'll go outside instead. So that happens every other week, where that changes, and they're getting better at that, but like realizing, but it's still like sometimes still the outbursts, emotional outbursts can happen from that. And then this is something I learned about a long time ago, is where students are sensitive to textures and like their own clothing. One of my students, out of nowhere, he was totally fine, and out of nowhere now he's like sensitive to the clothing, like he wants it inside out. He kept going like this and tugging at his shirt, and we finally just took off his shirt and like put it inside out, and then he was content, he was happy. So sounds, smells, and tastes, maybe like I knew about it, but like I haven't really, well, I'm not like aware that they are experiencing you know, this. But I mean, well, I did have this student where he hated classroom. He loved instrumental music, but he did not like preschool music. Like, he just didn't like some songs, preschool music songs, and I just didn't play them when he was when he, you know, as a background. So I just learned to play instrumental music instead, and so far that's been fine. Also, I didn't know like how they, you know, they might like intense strong smells and intense cold or unpleasant taste. I guess that makes sense because I did a while back. I just remember now, bringing me back to memory. A while back, I had a student that liked to eat like rocks and like cement, like mom, and like even metal, I heard. Not the same child, but yeah, I remember that. So we had to keep a close eye on that student because he would literally like find the weirdest things, like foam outside from the playground, and he would like to lick the metal. So this just brought me back to that. So yeah, that makes sense. In regards to like, also they have sensory processing disorder, that one too, where it just depends, you know, it depends how sorry, I lost my place. So with that one, we know it's just, you know, how they might feel out of place, they might feel, and there's and like 90% of the individuals with ASD population are affected by that, you know, from sensory processing disorder, but they're not going to process the same things as we do, and they might need like a deep tissue massage because they might feel like in their environment they feel different. And also from the readings or from the video of Veil, I remember seeing that, oh gosh, I just lost my throat. I remember seeing from the video that oh my goodness, forget it, I forgot about that, but yeah, I'm sorry, I'm nervous. But yeah, and they also might have challenges with academic skills, adaptive skills, phobic avoidance, problem behavior because of them. Oh yeah, sorry, just remembered. They might experience a small amount of pain, you know, throughout. There's like 3 different levels, and also some are like they have resistance, like they don't feel the pain. So that's why some of them, they can like bang their head and actually hurt themselves because they don't feel it. So as how we would do, you know. Some they forget about things, so they forget, so they get distracted. I noticed that some of my students, I have to like redirect them a lot because they get distracted or they forget what they were doing. It could be also from sleep. I noticed that student that forgets a lot or gets distracted a lot, he doesn't sleep enough, so he has problems with sleeping. And that's also another common characteristic, right? Let me see. Also impaired ambient vision. And I did have a student where he would like look sideways like this all the time. He would like, and like just look at something like sideways like that. Actually more than one student I've had. So their social skills and language skills are a lot of the main characteristics. Well, not main, but I do see a lot of that in my classroom. Lack of social skills and lack of language and communication ability and repetitive behaviors. So those are like the main ones. And from the readings, it makes sense. I'm learning a lot. From this. Let me see. So this has definitely helped me be more aware of, you know, of the characteristics, like when kids are banging their head and biting their nails and doing repetitive behaviors. It has, you know, really brought to light more, like, you know, what to look out for.